Thanks to all the What up, Doug? Great day, woo. Blah, blah, blah. Hey. What's up, baby? God bless and welcome to the Meaning Stream here on this beautiful day. Beautiful day. What is it, the 24th? Broadcasting live on Sunday, January 24th, 21. Almost out of January. Almost out of January. I don't know how that happened, but it did, baby. We speeding into destiny. Pum, headlong into destiny by Joe. How you feeling out there? Oh, did it again. Yeah. Shouts out to everybody locked in. What's cracking? Everybody smash that like. Hello, Full Killer. Full Killer got in early with the super request. It's Sunday. It's the Meaningwave Live Super Request Show. Super chat your super request or back the vinyl campaign and let YouTube hero Alex know your super request. 7 days left on the vinyl campaign. You've got 7 days to secure your vinyl. 7 days to secure your Meaningwave vinyl, your JBPWAVE vinyl. 7. That's not many. That's 5 plus 2. What up, member Sam? How you doing, baby? What up, Orinoco Wellington? What up, Maria Liza? What up, Mike Smelko? Says thank you, Akira. Thank you. Hey. Thank you. Great day, Woo. Got another music video done. Dropping music videos every day. Every day we're dropping music videos from the brand new album Akira the Don is Jordan B. Peterson JBPWAVE Aesthetic. Out now on all platforms. Sploosh. 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 Oh. I know on all streaming platforms and nearly on, can you see this? Nearly on 100,000 streams on Spotify alone. By Joe, so that's nice. It came out on Friday and people seem to like it rather. Kobe King says, gonna play some JBPWAVE. Well, if it gets requested, we'll play it. If it does not, we won't. That's the rule. That's the rule. You are the driver of this set. Mondays, of course, we do Meaningwave Live Ultra sets, which we dictate, and when I say we, I mean royal we over here. We dictate that. But I might play one, just to kick things off. Just
give long to give.
So, get things crack-a-lackin'. 1, 2, 3, yo! That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. Oh, what does that sound like? That really reminds me of something. What melody am I subconsciously referencing there? Betty, if you call. Ah ha ha! Oh my goodness. Betty, if you call me, you can call me. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, you could do an epic bootleg of this with that. Holy shit! Oh, I'm gonna have to do a remix. Dun, 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 dun.
Perfect.
Dun, 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 dun. What's that song called? Oh, it's the one with Chevy Chase in the video. I gotta put the lyrics now. That's it. Save his table. Yo. Hey, hey. 1, 2. Yo. Man, I was down the street, said, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle now? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot of redemption. Don't want to end up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. Bone digger, bone digger. Dogs in the moonlight, far away in my well-lit door. Mr. Beer belly, get these mutts away from me. You know I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. That's so epic. 1, 2, 3. I can be a bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty when you call me, you can call me out. Wow, who'd have thunk it? Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. That was epic. What a time to be alive. Bodyguard mode activated, exactly.
You know, in Sleeping Beauty goes to sleep. And the reason she goes to sleep is because he has parents who are quite old. So they're pretty desperate to have a child, like so many people are now. And they only have one child, like so many people do now. They don't want anything to happen to this child. Because like, hey, it's a miracle. And she's the princess. We're not letting anything around her. So they have a big christening party. And they invite everybody. But they don't invite Maleficent. And Maleficent is the terrible mother. She's nature, the thing that goes bump in the night. She's the devil herself, so to speak. She's everything that you don't want your child to encounter. So the king and queen saying, well, we just won't invite her to the christening. It's like, good luck with that. That's an Oedipal story. The mother who devours her child by overprotecting him or her. Instead of being strengthened by an encounter with the terrible world, they're weakened by too much protection. And then when they're let out into the world, they cannot live. And that's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And they apologize to Maleficent when she first shows up. They say, well, you know, they have a bunch of half-witted excuses why they don't invite her. We forgot. It's like, I don't think so. You don't forget something like that. And she kind of makes that point. It's right, the whole horror of life. You don't forget about that when you have a child. That's for sure. You might wish that it would stay at bay, but you do not forget about it. The question is, do you invite it to the party? It bloody well depends how unconscious you want your child to be. And if you want your child to be unconscious, well, then you have the added advantage that maybe they won't leave home. And so you can take advantage of them for the rest of your sad life instead of going off to find something to do for yourself. First, you can take revenge on them if they do have any impetus towards courage that you sacrificed yourself 30 years ago and want to stamp out as soon as you see it develop with your child. That's another thing that would be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. That's another thing that would be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant.
Hey!
That's another thing that would be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. So that's what happens in Sleeping Beauty. It's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Hey!
That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Here's a little story that must be told.
Yeah, well, none of this is pleasant, and nothing that happens in that story is pleasant. So Sleeping Beauty, she's naive as hell. They put her out in the forest and have her raised by these goody two-shoes fairies. And then the first idiot prince that wanders by, she falls in love with so badly that she has post-traumatic stress disorder when he rides off on his horse. That's what happens. Then she goes into the castle and she's all freaked out because she met the love of her life like 5 minutes. That's when the spinning wheel, that's the wheel of fate, pops up and she pricks her finger. They try to get rid of all the spinning wheels. They try to get rid of all the wheels of fate with their pointed end. She finds it, pricks her finger, falls down unconscious. Well, she wants to be unconscious, and no bloody wonder. She was protected her whole life. She's so damn naive that her first love affair just about kills her. She wants to go to sleep and never wake up. Never wake up. Never wake up. She wants to go to sleep and never wake up. And so that's exactly what happens. And then she has to wait for the prince to come and rescue her. Well, you think, how sexist can you get? That's a boneheaded way of looking at the story, because the prince isn't just a man who's coming to rescue the woman. The prince also represents the woman's own consciousness. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
isn't it a story that must be told?
Without that forward-going, courageous consciousness, a woman herself will drift into unconsciousness and terror. All she can do is lay there and sleep, like the sleep of the naive and damned. She has to wake herself up, bring her own consciousness, her own masculine consciousness into the forefront so that she can survive in the world. Unless the woman is taken out of man, so to speak, then she isn't a human being. She's just a creature, and that's partly what's embedded in this story. So you don't want to read it as a patriarchal, you don't want to read anything that way.
Yeah, what's up? Yo, why am I soft in the middle when the rest of my life is so hard? That's funny, I'm never going to be able to unhear that now. Hurrah! Yes. Welcome. That was a brand new music video from Akira the Don and Jocko Peterson that came out today. Today, Akira the Don is going ultra hard, making music videos for all of the songs on this album. And frankly, I would like to do that for the whole Meaningwave catalog, have videos for all of them. They should all have videos. Yes, they should. We will get there, Charles Lemagne, God bless you, thank you for the support. Joe Petrakovich, what's cracking? Walking Well Poet, what's cracking? Kobe King, appreciate you. Yeah, we're about to go in with this super request show. Let's check in on our campaign. We've got 7 days left. 7 days left on the campaign, I do believe. Hang on, let me check it. See where it's at. 7 days to get your vinyl, 7 days to get the stretch goals secured. Where are we at? Let's see. We've got 7 days left. We've got 284 backers. We've got 36,525 USD. We're currently aiming at 37 to get a second track with the orchestra. At 39, we will get JBPWAVE 4 turned into an album. Yes, we will. That plus JBPWAVE 3 means 2 more JBPWAVE albums this year. The ultimate aim, what we want to do is get all of those early mixes turned into albums. So JBPWAVE Aesthetic, in case you hadn't worked it out, we took JBPWAVE 2, the mix, and turned it into an album. Essentially used that as a foundation upon which to build an album. Since people write to me every day saying, Akira the Don, please get these mixes on Spotify, etc. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're aiming at stretch goals wise with this campaign. And people do seem to love JBPWAVE Aesthetic, which makes me wonder how much they're going to love the albums that are created from JBPWAVE 3, which is very, very fondly regarded. JBPWAVE 4, which is very fondly regarded. 5, which is incredibly fondly regarded. And 6, which is similarly incredibly fondly regarded by Joe. By Joe. So that's where we're at with the campaign. Back that today by pressing the back it button. And you can choose any one of these epic things to purchase, or you could just contribute to the campaign if you want to do that. Look, you can contribute $10 billion if you want. 10 billion! Hurrah! And that is good news by Joe. Miranda, Alex in the house, how you feeling, baby? Good to see you. Let's get this cranky. We got an international high five to do. Who was here this morning, by the way? We had a crazy morning show this morning by Jove. Oh my bloody God. I just remembered. Well, this morning we live scored a rocket launch. Yo, that was crazy. I just remembered. We live scored the SpaceX rocket launch, which would seem to be rather successful. It was literally like someone in the chat said, oh, hey, there's about to be a SpaceX launch. In like, it was like in 2 minutes or something. I was in the middle of playing some song. And I managed to bring in another song and the video of the live launch, and come to a crescendo and then a drop at the exact moment of launch. It was very powerful. I gotta say, I was impressed by me, and also by Elon and the whole SpaceX team. Lobbing a big metal rocket at that firmament. Boom! Operation Puncture Firmament. Firmament. I'm all about that firmament puncturing life. So yeah, shouts out to everyone who was there for that. Which begs the question, international high five. What epic things would you like to see Akira the Don live score? And where are you, of course? Where on God's green earth are you, and what epic things or non-epic things would you like Akira the Don to live score? Since we really do seem to be in the live scoring business over here. Speaking of which, it's Meaning, Crisis, and Chill on Tuesday, and it's the Biblical series on Wednesdays. We're live scoring Jordan B. Peterson's Biblical Lecture Series. Very, very intense, very, very powerful, very, very glorious and amazing. Very, shall we say good? No, I'm not going to play that yet. Yo, this one goes out to our friend Fool Killer 3644. This is Joseph Campbell and Akira the Don. Or at least it will be. Bird song. At least it will be. Shouts out to Zach Sounds, who says 200k stretch goal. Akira does meaning stream from the top of Mount Washington, where we will have a party on the summit. That's a very good idea. Fool Killer says it was a crazy show. Name B says great fun this morning. Mike Better says, hey guys, hope everyone had a good weekend. Becca H says it was awesome. Biological Bootloader says wave, 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 wave. Members time, such an epic morning show. Joe Petrakovich, that sounds amazing. Zach, looks like I missed a good show this morning. Very so. Becca H says he nailed the drop right as the rocket was launching off. Indeed, and that's not a euphemism. Orinoco Wellington says Elon was timing it to the track, exactly. Zach Sowers at Boston, Massachusetts, going with audiobooks. Would love to see Akira live score Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh! I mean, that would be cool because it'd be a good excuse for me to read it, listen to it again, because I haven't since I was about, 10 or something. I think I really enjoyed it. Cindy Bailey, Carl Young's She. I have it on tape, but I can reformat it digital. Who's reading it? That sounds kind of interesting. Suede Laduenas Taxoma. The Meditations to Vinyl. Ooh, we were talking about that today. We were talking about that just today, Suela. Walking Park, Virginia, definitely more combo DJing with other Twitch DJs like at the beginning. Hey, that was fun, huh? A lot of stuff this morning on the show. This morning's show is quite jam-packed. Fool Killer Maryland, anything the Wave Lord scores would be epic, but He-Man Visuals live score would be cool. I did that on the morning show one time, early on in the morning shows. I believe that happened. It will happen again. I love He-Man, aesthetically, Aesthetically, I love He-Man. Maria Lee Zach, Alberta, Canada. I would love to see you mix some polkas with other genres. Would you know? Would you love to see us mix some polkas with other genres of music? Hasn't that happened? Didn't that occur? I'm pretty sure it occurred around Christmas. Mike Smelko, are you going to make? Yes. Yes is the answer. Definitely going to make. More What's Wave is the second half of that question. What do you think? What do we reckon? More What's Wave? I mean, I live to serve. It's kind of down to if people want it. Does anyone want more What's Wave? Presumably you've had enough right now, right? You've had enough What's Wave, surely. Let me know in the chat. Who wants more What's Wave? Mike Mike Smoko says, heck yeah! Walking More Purse says, more What's Wave! SUPERCHAT says, Kawaii Polka. Hey. Joe Petrakovich, Austin, perhaps live score, Relentless by Tim Grover. I don't know what that is. Nathan Dunn, How to Get Rich Volume 2. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Miranda Alex, What's Wave Forevermore. Scoop, 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 scoops, 82 Illinois. Mix Bob the Train, we go. I'm serious. Bob the Train. Who's Bob the Train? Is he related to Thomas? David S. says, more Cow Wave. Defy, Bay Area. Yaron Lanier's work would be awesome. Dawn of the New Everything might be particularly great. I always want more What's Wave. I mean, this won't be giving anything away, but it will. But if anyone has a contact with Jaron Lanier, I would love to get in touch with Jaron Lanier to get Jaron Lanier's permission. I mean, I should just write to him, you know. But if anyone has a contact, because yeah, he's been part of the plan since the beginning, and he's part of the sort of thematic thing we're about to step into as far as the storyline of Meaningwave goes. Yes, I love Jaron Lanier. Patrick Smith, what's cracking? Jack Sands, what's cracking? All right, let's get this thing. I spoke about Jaron Lanier before, right? That wasn't just a big spoiler. 3, 2, 1. High five!
The fourth function of a mythology, then, is to center and integrate the individual in relation to himself, the microcosm, in relation to its society, we'll call that the mesocosm, the in-between cosm, in relation to the universe as he's able to know it, and finally, in relation to that ultimate mystery of which I spoke in the beginning. Now let me say a word about the problem of integrating the individual. This is a thing that has been the same. This is a thing that has been the same. Societies have changed, but the problem of the individual in his life course has not greatly changed. The human being is a very strange animal. He matures when he is about 20 years old. He has been growing for 20 years. Most animals, that's the length of a lifetime. So here is a creature who has grown for 20 years in an attitude and in a position largely of dependency, uncertain of himself, turning to his parents for help, instruction, protection, approval, and punishment. This creates a psychological structure of dependency. The individual is in an attitude of dependence on parental figures. Then we ask him to become responsible, to assume responsibility. Grow up. This is the thing that has been the same. This This is the thing that has been the same. Societies have changed, but the problem of the individual in his life course has not
greatly changed.
This is the crisis of the transit from infancy to adulthood, from dependency to responsibility. Something has to be done to make it happen. It won't happen automatically, as we now know from the problem of psychoanalysis. A person who looks like an adult, but every time responsibility is thrown upon him, turns around to see where mother or daddy is, just hasn't passed that threshold. A neurotic is a person who is having responses of dependency when they ought to be responses of responsibility. That's all it is. So then he goes to a psychiatrist who tells him, grow up. That's about all the problem is. But that's not so easy. After you have the business of a reflex, stimulus, response. The response takes place. The response of dependence. Now suddenly it's got to be responsibility.
Yeah. This is the thing that has been the same. This is the thing that has been the same. Societies have changed, but the problem of the individual in his life course has not greatly changed. This is the thing that has been the same. This is the thing that has been the same. Societies have changed, but the problem of the individual in his life course has not greatly changed.
I read a lot about terrible things that people have done to each other. You just cannot even imagine it. It's so awful. So you don't want to be someone like that. Now, do you have a reason to be? Yes, you have lots of reasons to be. God, there's reasons to be resentful about your existence. Everyone you know is going to die. You too. And there's going to be a fair bit of pain along the way. And lots of it's going to be unfair. It's like, yeah. No wonder you're resentful. It's like, act it out. See what happens. You make everything you're complaining about infinitely worse. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit. And that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. That's what life is like. It's suffering. That's what the religious people have always said. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
What do you do in the face of that suffering? Try to reduce it. Start with yourself. What good are you? Get yourself together for Christ's sake so that when your father dies, you're not whining away in the corner and you can help plan the funeral and you can stand up solidly so that people can rely on you. That's better. Don't be a damn victim. Of course you're a victim. Jesus. Obviously. Put yourself together. You know how to do that. You know what's wrong with you. If you'll admit it. You know there's a few things you could like polish up a little bit. That you might even be able to manage in your insufficient present condition. So you might shine yourself up a little bit, and then your eyes will be a little more open, then you can shine yourself up a little bit more, and then maybe you could bring your family together instead of having to be the hateful, fightful, neurotic, infighting batch that you're doomed to spend Christmas with. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yes.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yes.
What you gonna do about it?
So then you fix yourself up a little bit, kind of humbly, because, oh God, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was one. And then you got to figure out how to make peace with your idiot brother, and probably not, because he's just as dumb as you, so how the hell are you going to manage that? So then maybe you get somewhere that way, and your family sort of functioning, and you find out that kind of relieves a little bit of suffering, although it reduced the opportunities for spiteful revenge, and that's kind of a pain in the neck. And so then you get your family together a little bit, and you're a little clued in then, at least a bit, because you've done something difficult that's actually difficult. You're a little wiser, and so then maybe you could put a tentative finger out beyond the family and try to change some little thing without wrecking it. Our society is complex, and we teach our students that they can just fix it. It's like, go fix a military helicopter and see how far you get with that. You're like a chimp with a wrench. Whack! Oh, look, it's better. It's like, no, it's not better. Things are complicated, and to fix things is really hard. And you have to be like a golden tool to fix things. And you're not. And that's the other message of the West. How do you overcome the suffering of life? Be a better person. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yes.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yes.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yes.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yes.
What you gonna do about it?
That's how you do it. Well, that's hard. It takes responsibility. And I think, if you said to someone, you want to have a meaningful life? Everything you do matters. That's the definition of a meaningful life. But everything you do matters. You're going to have to carry that with you. Or do you want to just forget about the whole meaning thing, and then you don't have any responsibility because who the hell cares? And you can wander through life doing whatever you want, gratifying impulsive desires for how useful that's going to be. And you're stuck in meaninglessness, but you don't have any responsibility. Which one do you want? Well, ask yourself, which one are you pursuing? And you'll find very rapidly that it isn't the majority of your soul that's pursuing the whole meaning thing, because, well, look what you have to do that. You have to take on the fact that life is suffering. You have to put yourself together in the face of that. Well, that's hard. Christ, it's amazing people can even do it. I'm stunned every day when I go outside, and it isn't a riot with everything burning.
Gonna do about it? Life is suffering. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, that was a super request right there for the Walking More poet. Yeah, so Life is Suffering from the brand new album, Akira, Jordan B. Peterson, JBPWAVE Aesthetics. As I keep listening to this song, I keep contemplating its meaning, weeping in amazement Thanks again for the aesthetic. Yeah, thank you for being here, baby. Rocky Mountain Poe continues. So much of my days before Meaningwave were about trying to fix things outside of my domain. The greatest thing that JBP and Akira is teaching me to always look inward, take responsibility, and prepare. Key. My beautiful wife and I were talking about that just earlier. You know, a lot of the astonishment being generated by they that would rule over us, etc. You know, it's been creating cause for concern with beautiful wife, but always, as we were discussing, the lessons are, and the lessons of the whole thing are that focus on what is within the domain of thy control. Anytime you're not doing that, you're not doing what you're here for, and the world is less as a result. Focus on that and be prepared. Yeah! Alright. Relax and don't give in to astonishment. David Howe just dropped that one in the chat. Credit it to McKenna. Yeah, you credit that to McKenna, but isn't that what the Clockwork Elves said? So really, you should credit that to the Clockwork Elves. Relax and don't give in to astonishment. Clockwork Elves. Back in the day. Has anyone in the chat seen any of them Clockwork Elves recently? Are they still saying that? Anyone out there? Any psychonauts in the chat? I know we got psychonauts in the chat. Psychonauts in the chat, have any of you all been done DMT lately, and have you seen any Clockwork Elves lately, and did they say anything to you about astonishment? Let me know. If we don't know, if someone would like to do a fact-finding mission, any brave Meaningwave explorers out there want to go on a fact-finding mission, go consult with the elves. Check that's still the vibes. Shroommain45 says in all caps, I just smoked DMT. Like right now, it just came down. You just came down. Did you see any elves? What were they chatting about? I was serious, I want to know. Like the last time we had it, I read about anyone talking to him about stuff was like, I don't know. I haven't got any recent examples. Maybe the messaging has changed. Maybe now they're like, yeah, all right, you know, we said don't give in to astonishment. No, I'm pretty sure that's still the vibes. D-Man said, they said do not fall victim to astonishment. Did they, D-Man? When did you speak with them? Val Venus, you're at the wrong request show. Val Venus came in here. I wish I had a few shekels to trade for a little kiss from a rose by Seal. Yeah, no, that was Thursday. This is the Meaningwave Live Super Request show. It's Meaningwave Live Super Request, so don't worry, you ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing, Val Venus. You haven't missed the ability to request a Seal song. Everybody loves Seal. And everybody loves David Goggins.
You've become like this big-ass speaker. What do people come up to you and ask you the most?
How do I do it? How am I able to do what I do on a daily basis? You know, how do I fight the demons? Because they hear me speak and I'm very raw and real. How do you fight my insecurities? All these things. They're there every day. Every day. I'm in search for a feeling. I'm not in search for a trophy. I'm not in search for love. I'm not in search for more followers on social media. this journey years ago, I realized that I'm going to be somebody, and I'm searching for a feeling. I'm searching for a feeling. Searching for a feeling. I'm searching for a feeling. Searching for a feeling. A feeling of true victory for myself. And only myself. The second I shut out the whole world and realized that one thing, that I am in this world alone. I'm fighting this race by myself. Yeah, I'm all about people, I'm all about team, I'm all about that shit. But I'm really all about right now and in my life, no one knows the real truth about me, how hard I really go. I don't care if anybody knows. I don't want anybody to know. I'm an introvert. I live an introverted life. And I love that about me. That right there is my fuel. I know that there's really no one out there grinding like me. If they are, so be it. If I know about you, I'll make sure that I up my game. I'm searching for a feeling. Searching for a feeling. I'm searching for a feeling. Searching for a feeling. That's what the mentality is all about. My whole thing is a mentality thing. I view myself as the weakest person on the planet Earth. My goal in life was to, in my mind, believe I'm the hardest man alive. Can't hurt me? That's what it's about. It's about whatever you think you are, you have to make that dream a reality. That's where the hard part is. How do you keep grinding every day? You have to make those insecurities, those fears. Like when I was 300 pounds, I didn't have any drive. I'm gonna go be a Navy SEAL. What kind of stupid shit is that, 300 pounds? There wasn't like a drive to go be a Navy SEAL. I was an insecure, lying kid, afraid. I had to look at my insecurities and in my fear and find drive in that. We're all looking for passion. Passion's all around you. You have a whole fucking stack of it all around you. It's your insecurities, all that shit. You gotta dive deep in that shit. It's all in there. All the energy and fuel you need is right in yourself. It's all there. You got a lot of stuff to do to overcome. And that's where I found it. I found it right there in my own insecurities. I found drive in my own insecurities. That's the most powerful thing in the world. When you can find drive in your own doubt, fear, insecurities, you become very unstoppable. I'm searching for a feeling. Searching for a feeling. I'm searching for a feeling. Searching for a feeling.
Searching for a feeling. David Goggins and Akira the Dawn from the Goggins LP. One of the wonderful things about songs like that I haven't played too much. I remember making that song, but I remember listening to it for the first time. I after I'd made it, and I'd got the album. I got the album, I mixed and mastered the whole thing myself. That was before I started working with James. That's when I was learning everything. And I mixed and mastered this album. And my ritual, this is when I lived in Los Angeles, and I had a studio in downtown Los Angeles, and I had this ritual that when I finished an album, I would go and listen to it one more time to make sure it was all cool. And the way I would listen to it is I would ride around downtown Los Angeles on a bicycle or an e-scooter. I think it was a bicycle with this one. I was forgetting that pumping. And I would just ride and ride and ride for just like miles, you know? I would just ride and ride and ride in the dark in downtown Los Angeles, which looks like Blade Runner, you know? I was listening to this record. And I was so happy when it got to this part of the record because it was very specific what I was aiming at. And it hit it, it really hit it. And I wept, by Jove, I wept there, and the neon Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles night was all around me, and I was bombing down a dual carriageway, you know, on this bicycle with this, and it was perfect, you know, it was perfect. I was searching for a feeling, you know, and that was that feeling, that was the feeling I got listening to that record. Bombing through Los Angeles on a bicycle, on downtown Los Angeles, on a bicycle at like midnight or something. That was the feeling I've been searching for, you know. I was doing that, achieving that thing, completing that thing, getting that thing out, achieving the taking something hypothetical and making it real. It was very powerful. Thank you, Fool Killer, for racking that one up, you know. Racking that one up, baby. Smash that like by Joe. What's up, love coach? Shroom 45, who just got back from a DMT experience, says the Clockwork Elves are having a blast in the DMT realm like a hyperdimensional party. And they said that they were proud of me and all of the MAZ for evolving together. Nice. Nice. Neo-Stoicism says me and Joe Rogan just hit up the Clockwork Elves and they said this year's gonna be wild. Shit, you don't need a Clockwork Elf to tell you that. What up, Michael Tombros? DMC Elves, hell yeah! Blessed ya. Alright, bless up, baby. You'll let me know if anyone else has any encounters with them elves. Let me know what they're saying. Tell him that Don says, yo! Tell him that Don sends his regards. And thanks for all the waves.
This, you see, is not a pessimistic attitude, therefore, at all. To be able to realize that this world is simply a dream.
A dancing play of smoke. Fascinating, yes, but don't lean on it. Life is a bridge, says one of the Hindu sayings. Pass over it, but build no house upon it. And so, immediately you see that, this is responsible for the enormous gaiety of certain Hindu sages. This is a thing that often puzzles Westerners.
They expected anybody who's an ascetic or a sage or something to be rather miserable, with a glum face. But on the contrary, you take this character who's going around these days, Maharshi Mahesh, he's always laughing.
Because He looks on every side, and there is the face of the beloved, of the divinity, in everybody, in every direction, in everything, playing at being you. Playing at being you. And you can look down into a person's eyes, way, way in, and you see the self, the eternal divine. And what is so funny, when it puts on an expression, saying, what, me? And the guru, the teacher. When people go to a guru, they get all sorts of funny ideas. They think, oh, he's looking right through me. He sees me through and through. He knows how awful I am. Reads my most secret thoughts. Because he has a funny look in him. He isn't even interested in your secret thoughts. He is looking straight at the Godhead in you, with a funny expression on his face that is saying, why are you trying to kill me? Come off it, Shiva, I know who you are.
And therefore, you see, his role is to gently humor you into waking up as to your true nature.
How do I deal with setbacks, failures, delays, defeat, or other disasters?
He's just
I
a
actually have
rascal.
a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations. It is actually one word to deal with all those situations. And that is good. And this is actually something that one of my guys that work for me pointed out to me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. One day he was telling me about some issue that he was having. He said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good.
You're going to say good. You're going to say good. You're going to say good. 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 You're going to say good. You're going to say good. You're going to say good.
Good. So that's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good. Good. And I said, well, yeah. And I mean it. And that is how I feel when things are going bad. There's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Oh, mission got canceled?
Good.
We can focus on another one. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. We can keep it simple. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Didn't get funded? Good. We own more of the company. Didn't get the job you wanted? Good. You can get more experience and build a better resume.
You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good.
Got injured. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Good. Got tapped out. Good. It's better to tap in training than to tap out on the street. Got beat. Good. You learned. Unexpected problems. Good. You're gonna say
good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good. Good.
I don't mean to say something that's all cliche. I don't mean to sound like Mr. Positive.
Find the positive.
But do that. Do that. Focus on the good. Focus on the good. Take that issue, take that problem, take that issue, take that problem, and make it something good. Make it something good. And bring that attitude to your team. Do. You go forward. You're gonna say good.
You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. Good. Alright.
And lastly, like to close this out, if you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well now, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, go out on the attack. And that right there is about as good as it gets.
What up, dude? Yeah, you still breathing, Jules Vaughn. Congratulations, and we glad you on. Thank you, Love Coach, for the support. GWOD. Exactly. God bless you, Joe Petrakovich. GWOD. Good. Darren Rivas says, does a whole Jocko album exist? Is that a trick question? Does a whole Jocko album exist? YouTube Hero Alex, have we got a chat command? We got a chat command for the album called The Path, which incredibly came out this time, like I believe it was this week, 2 years ago. That album is 2 years old. I think that is correct. Isn't that crazy? That record still sounds fucking fresh as hell. Blessed. Oh no, I said how. I've been trying so hard. That's the first hell I've said in ages. Fresh as whatever. That record sounds amazing. And it's from an album that sounds amazing called The Path. Jocko 2. The second Jocko album. It's not necessarily called Jocko 2. The second Jocko album is coming in 21! 21! What an epic year this is going to be! Last year was a pretty epic year for Meaningwave. But I suspect it's going to pale in comparison to 21!
Laughing heart. Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Be on the watch. There are ways out. There is light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Beats the darkness. Be on the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them and take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life. Sometimes the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. And the gods wait to delight in you. That's a beauty.
That's a little rare one right there. That's a little rare one. That's The Laughing Heart featuring Tom Waits from that little Waits wave thing we did. You know, Tom Waits reading Charles Bukowski. Thank you, Fool Killer, for requesting that. And this one's for Becca H.
We've discussed the web from 3 points of view. As an analogy of the selective operation of our senses and mind, whereby certain things in the world are picked out as significant according to certain game rules. The game that we are playing mostly is the survival game. That is to say, the game ought to go on. The way we play the survival game has a kind of element in it which makes it difficult, because we tend to say the first rule of this game is that it's serious. And that messes the whole thing up. So you have to watch out, in other words, when you play, for contradictory game rules, self-contradictory game rules. Because if you get mixed up into them, the game ceases to be worth the candle. You start straining at doing something, then it just isn't worth it. Then the second thing that we observed was the web as an analogy of mutual interdependence. We could call it the idea that all existence is relative, that all existence is transaction. The transaction being typically exemplified by, say, the operation of buying and selling, in which there can be no buying without somebody selling, and there can be no selling without somebody else buying. That kind of interdependence, of the inside going together with the outside. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Then we explored the web as a trap. The spider's web. Won't you come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. And we saw what would look at all of life from the point of view that it is original selfishness and original hunger. And we found that if you take that point of view to its ultimate extreme, it dissolves. And it isn't so bad after all. Shakespeare says, it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. When it's put that way, it doesn't seem so bad after all. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. I remember that I had a Zen master friend who wrote a letter to a friend of mine which was passed on to me. This friend of mine was aspiring to be a writer, and he was trying to write novels that would put across Buddhism to people. Sugar the pill. And my Zen master friend didn't approve of this at all. He said, don't write any story to people. Write it to the great sky. Because all the real masters of literature, especially novelists and storytellers, are great masters of nonsense. Think of Lewis Carroll. You can use Lewis Carroll, and he did use Alice in Wonderland, as a Zen textbook. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes that gyre and gimble in the wave. That's Zen. I had a discussion with a great master in Japan. We were talking about the various people who are working to translate the Zen books into English. He said, that's a waste of time. If you really understand Zen, he said, you can use any book. You could use the Bible. You could use Alice in Wonderland. You could use the dictionary. Because, he said, the sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation.
Needs no translation. The sound of the rain. 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 The sound of the rain.
Evening rain. It is the banana leaf that speaks of it first. You see, that's the point. And all the talk in the world doesn't get it unless you listen to the talk in a new way. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation.
Flood the chat. Wave emoji flood. Yeah.
Suffering exists as the consequences of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is going to die. Suffering exists as the consequences of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is going to die. And every single person who's alive is going to deal with serious physical illness and mental distress. And so the fact of our finitude is essential to the nature of our being, and we're forced to deal with it on an ongoing basis. If you could do absolutely anything you wanted at any point, and be anywhere you wanted, and be anything you wanted.
I wonder what you would do if you had the power to dream any dream you wanted to.
If there was nothing that was out of your reach, there would be nothing to do. There's no story, and there's no being, and there's no story, and there's no being, and there's something about being that is a story, and without limitation, there's no story. There's no story. There's no story. There's no story. Suffering exists as a consequence of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is gonna die. Suffering exists as a consequence of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is gonna die. Humans are vulnerable, and that's tragic. But if tragedy is the price that we pay for existence, then so be it. So tragedy itself can't be regarded as evil. It's a condition of existence. So earthquakes aren't evil, and cancer isn't evil, and mental illness isn't evil, and predators aren't evil. They just are part of the way things are.
Akira.
But there are certain categories of human action that are definitely outside the parameters of mere tragedy, and those are the things we really have to get a handle on. Suffering exists as the consequences of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is going to die. Suffering exists as the consequences of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is gonna die.
Suffering exists as a consequence of our limitations. From JBPWAVE Aesthetic, the brand new album out now on all platforms and for the first time on vinyl. The vinyl is being made available as part of an Indiegogo campaign, which is running for one more week, aka 7 days. You got 7 days to secure your vinyl copy of this album. You were also able to get a copy of the classic JBPWAVE Genesis as part of this campaign, and there's also a small amount of copies of the Alan Watts vinyl from the previous campaign remaining. What's that, there's 7? 7 of them, and then there's 10 of the complete vinyl set with the monolith, which is very rare. There was only 50 of those monoliths available. There's, 14 left or something? Go back that. Also, this campaign, we're utilizing this campaign as a way of raising the funds to make more JBPWAVE albums this year. To get the entire JBPWAVE mix series turned into albums. We did 1 as Father, we did 2 as Aesthetic. We have secured 3. At 39K, we'll secure 4! And we are very close to that. With 7 days to go, dare we dream that we can hit that potential 49, at which case we would get 5 done, and 59 at which case we'd get 6 done. We are a mere $475 away from getting a second orchestra track, a second track with an orchestra from that next album, which is incredibly exciting. Orchestral Meaningwave is shush. It hardly bears thinking about. Blah, blah. Yeah, it really does. That's gonna be amazing! So head on over to Indiegogo and back this campaign. Because not only do you want JBPWAVE vinyl, not only do you want Meaningwave to exist, but you want those epic early JBPWAVE mixes turned into epic albums. Just like we've done with 1 and 2. And just like we intend to do with the rest. By Jove. By Jove! Suffering exists, about limitations. person who's alive is gonna die. Suffering exists as a consequence of our limitation. Every single person who's alive is gonna die. Suffering exists as a consequence of our limitation. Every single person who's alive is gonna die. Suffering exists as a consequence of our limitations. Every single person who's alive is gonna die. Meaningwave classic. Right now they're all classics. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? The Scoops 82 requested this one. Earth. Rudyard Kipling, Jocko, Willink, Akira the Dawn for legacy.
He's got clout.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, or talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. One heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. If. Oh, if. Oh, if. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
What's up? That was F. Rudyard Kipling, read by Jocko, Willink, turned into Banger by your boy.
Let's go.
That guy. Charles Lemagne, aka Charles Lemagne. What's up, Charles Lemagne? Please hook my man Michael up with The Hope. I don't got a song called The Hope. I don't know that one. Let's have a look what people saying. Michael Stewart, The Hope Factor. Goggins. I ain't go. There's Fear Factor with Joe Rogan. With Joseph. Is that what you mean? Do you mean Fear Factor with Joseph? What up, Legacy? Says, aye, thank you for that, Scoops. And Akira, that was amazing. What's up, Legacy? You never heard that song before, huh? That's sick. That's sick. Distant Perception says, Tiger King the Don, he's got clout. Is that a reference to a TV show I haven't watched? Is that what it is? Yo, shouts out to TV shows that I have not watched because I was busy making albums. Oh! Michael Stewart says, it's a clip, not a song. I don't know what you're talking about there, Michael Stewart. This is the Meaningwave Live Super Request Show when we play Meaningwave songs. So songs is what we play. I don't know about clips. And with that being said, it would seem that we have played our requests, which means it's time to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. Maybe I'll play one more, I don't know. Maybe I will, let's have a look. What's that song called? Ah, yeah, here you go. I'm gonna play this one. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
It's like what happens at the beginning of the story of Pinocchio is that Geppetto wishes on a star. So what Geppetto does is align himself with the metaphorical manifestation of the highest good he can conceptualize. He aims at the star. For him, the star is the possibility that he can take his creation, a puppet, whose strings are being pulled by unseen forces, and have it transform into something that's autonomous and real. Well, that's a hell of an ambition, you know, and we're wise enough to put that in a children's movie, but too foolish to understand what it means. It's such an interesting juxtaposition that we can both know that and not know it at the same time. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. Well, people are complicated, right? We exist at different levels, and all the levels don't communicate with one another. But the movie is a hypothesis, and the hypothesis is there's no better pathway to self-realization and the ennoblement of being than to posit the highest good that you can conceive of and commit yourself to it. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant.
Well, I know what that means. You can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. You can go to the movie, you can watch it, and it makes sense, but that doesn't mean you can go home and think, well, I know what that meant. Well, I know what that meant. I know what that meant. I know what that meant. I know what that meant.
There's no better pathway to self-realization and the ennoblement of being than to posit the highest good that you can conceive of and commit yourself to it.
I know what that meant. I know what that meant.
And then you might also ask yourself, and this is definitely worth asking, is, do you really have anything better to do? And if you don't, well, why would you do anything else?
Akira.
This is from Nietzsche. And of course, you problem. This is from Friedrich Nietzsche. Now, of course, you probably know that he was the philosopher who announced the death of God. What he meant by that was that the fundamental metaphysics that underlie Western culture had lost their foundation. And that the consequence of that would be the disintegration of the idea of value itself.
Akira.
Especially of value hierarchy. He thought of the inevitable consequence of that, or one of the inevitable consequences of that, a dramatic move towards the doctrine of radical equality. See, because if value itself is destroyed, the value distinction between things so that not one thing is not any better than another, then there's no reason for hierarchies of virtue or of value. And so the equality doctrine is a logical outcome. So here's what he wrote about that.
Behold, this is the hole of the tarantula. Do you want to see the tarantula itself? Here hangs its web. Touch it so that it trembles. There it comes willingly. Welcome, tarantula. Your triangle and symbol sits black on your back. And I also know what sits in your soul. Revenge sits in your soul. Wherever you bite, black scabs grow. Your poison makes the soul whirl with revenge. Thus I speak to you in a parable. You who make souls whirl. You preachers of equality. To me you are tarantulas and secretly vengeful. But I shall bring your secrets to light. Therefore I laugh in your faces. It's my laughter of the heights. Therefore I tear at your webs, that your rage may lure you out of your lie holes, and your revenge may leap out from behind your word. Justice. For that man be delivered from revenge. That is for me the bridge to the highest hope. The tarantulas, of course, would have it otherwise. What justice means to us is precisely that the world be filled with the storms of our revenge. Thus they speak to each other. We shall wreak vengeance and abuse on all whose equals we are not. Thus do the tarantula hearts vow. And will to equality shall henceforth be the name for virtue. And against all that has power, we want to raise our clamor. You preachers of equality, the tyrannomania of impotence clamors thus out of you for equality. Your most secret ambitions to be tyrants themselves in words of virtue, a grieved conceit, repressed envy, perhaps the conceit and envy of your fathers, erupt from you as a flame and as the frenzy as revenge. What was silent in the Father speaks in the Son. And I often found the Son the unveiled secret of the Father. They are like enthusiasts, but it is not the heart that fires them, but revenge. And when they become elegant and cold, it is not the spirit, but envy that makes them elegant and cold. Their jealousy leads them even on the paths of thinkers, and this is the sign of their jealousy. They always go too far, till their weariness must in the end lie down to sleep in the snow. Tarantulas. 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 Out of every one of their complaints sounds revenge. In their praise there is always a sting, and to be a judge seems bliss to them. But thus I counsel you, my friends, mistrust all in whom the impulse to punish is powerful. They are people of a low sort and stock, the hangman and the bloodhound. 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 Look out of their faces. Mistrust all who talk much of their justice. Verily, their souls lack more than honey, and when they call themselves the good and the just, do not forget that they would be Pharisees, if only they had power. My friends, I do not want to be mixed up and confused with others. Some preach my doctrine of life and are at the same time preachers of equality. And tarantulas, although they are sitting in their holes, these poisonous spiders, with their backs turned on life, they speak in favor of life, but only because they wish to hurt. To hurt those who now have power, for among those, the preaching of death is still most at home. If it were otherwise, the tarantulas would teach otherwise. They themselves were once the foremost slanderers of the world, and burners of heretics. I do not wish to be mixed up and confused with these preachers of equality.
It's this fear of discomfort People have extreme feeling in their mind when it comes to their associations with exercise. They want to avoid discomfort. They feel like any type of exercise is just like something to be avoided. That's not for me. Fuck that. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to strain. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to strain. A lot of times this association that they have is about the beginnings of getting in shape. It's not about once you're actually fit. Because once you're actually fit and you look forward to it, it feels great. If I can't get a workout in, I look at my schedule and go, oh shit, I don't have any time for a workout, which means I'm not going to get that good feeling, get that good feeling. And so instead of looking at it like, oh, I've got to go grunt and sweat, I'm thinking I'm not going to feel good, I'm not going to feel relaxed, I'm not going to feel carefree, even appreciative, like my appreciation of things, and it gets enhanced greatly after exercise. I just feel better. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, 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 I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. What? It feels great. People, their associations are to avoid anything that's uncomfortable. It's so illogical. Discomfort is your friend. It really is. Discomfort, not being happy and content with certain situations in life. They're massive, massive motivators. They're amazing at facilitating change. Yet our instinct is to avoid those and just sit on the couch and watch some fucking reality show. It's bizarre. But when I get really disciplined and really consistent with my workouts, I almost feel momentum. I feel like there's push behind me, like, all right, yeah, now I'm doing it. I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, 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 I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. Yeah, now I'm doing it. Yeah, now I'm doing it. I'm doing it all the time now. I'm looking forward to the next time, and it makes that resistance much weaker, and it makes my motivation and my discipline much stronger. I think a lot of it is based on just the consistency. Blowing something off is not just bad for you physically, it's also bad mentally, because then that option is now available. The option to fuck off. You did it before, and you're probably going to do it again, and you'll get mediocre results, not just in that aspect of your life, maybe in all aspects of your life. That option to fuck off, when you embrace it, that is a pathway that you might choose when it comes to dealing with conflict in your personal life, business decisions, career decisions, like an uncomfortable decision that you might be faced with, what your pathway is in life, but you don't do it, instead you fuck off. And that inclination to fuck off, that gathers momentum as well. The inclination to be disciplined, that comes with momentum. I think both things. You take a path. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, 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 I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. It feels great.
It feels great. Ow.
You take a path.
You take a path.
Or the path of the fuck off. Your body is like a race car that you can juice up yourself. Like you can add the fat tire, you can add improved suspension, you can beef up the horsepower of the engine. You can do all that yourself. Or you could just choose to have this shitty body. No one's under the illusion you're gonna live forever, but you are enhancing the experience that you're currently involved in right now. You are alive, you do experience this life, but do you experience this life optimally? Is it as enjoyable as it can be? And we all know that there's a spectrum for that enjoyability. Like we've all had times in our life where it's not been so great, and then times in our life everything came together like, what a fucking great day!
Woo! Great day! Woo! Great day! Woo! Great day! Woo!
Make more of those! Make more of those! Make more of those!
One more time!
Great day!
Woo!
Great day!
Woo!
Great You can make more of those.
That's right.
And the whole thing's better, and then the whole thing's better.
And then
I think when that whole thing is better, it affects everybody you touch.
Yeah.
Everybody that's around you. Everybody you come in contact with. And that in turn, I mean, it sounds so grandiose, but in turn can affect the entire race of human beings.
Our house in the middle of our street, our minds in the middle of YouTube. Man like Ruben. What's up, Ruben? That was Tarantulas. That was for you. Darren, that was Rogan for you. Yo, thank you all for being here tonight. This was the Meaningwave Live Super Request Show, where you get your Meaningwave Live Super Requests. And they were super. What a great track listing tonight was. You know what I mean? Like, when we out on the road, when we're doing festivals and shit, I might have to implore you. I have to implore you, brave citizens of the MAC, to write my checklists. Yeah. Shout out to Cyclops924. Cyclops924 says, and this is powerful, right? This is one of them epic activities. I've been warning y'all. I just super chatted on the Matt and Blonde show live stream to let them know Meaningwave exists. I felt like it was my duty as a Maslantian. Keep it going. Yo, it is your duty. That's correct. You are correct. That's your duty. Your sacred duty is to get up in people's live streams, super chatting the truth. That's righteous. So shouts out to you, Cyclops924. Cyclops924. And if you would like a request right here, right now, since you super chatted, you can get you a request. You got 50 seconds to get that request in, otherwise we shutting down, baby. Don't got a big day tomorrow, don't got a lot to do. Don't got many music videos to make. Don't got March's album to complete. Oh, March's album! February's album is in the can, it's in the system, it's in distribution. March's album has got a little bit more work to do on it, it's got some finishing touches. Cyclops says, consider the lily. That is not the name of the song. However, I do know which song you mean. I do know which song you mean. And I think that's a fair request. I think that's a good request. It's a very good request, that song. It's a good request and it's a good song. And it's an opportunity before we go to check in on our campaign and see if there was any movement during this stream. It's always nice to see movement in the direction of righteousness. Remember, at 37k we get an orchestra on a second track. At 39k we get JBPWAVE 4 made into a full-length album in 21. At 49k we get JBPWAVE 5. And Dare to Dream at 59 we get JBPWAVE 6. And that's the set. That's the complete. Then you get the box set after that. Holy cow. Holy, you know, all that is holy. So let's have a look. Let's do the legendary refresh. Boom! Powerful movements. Look at that, powerful movements. We are just $365 away from that second track with an orchestra. 2! That means 2 Meaningwave songs that could have orchestras on them. Oh, ye of little faith. Who thought we couldn't do this? No one here, obviously. You're all smart. Y'all are smart. Andrew Pullman says, don't drive while listening to the new JBP album while driving. You will tear up. That's okay. I lost it. Disappeared. You'll tear up, apparently. And then the message got retracted. Ha! What, were you about to snitch on yourself for dangerous driving? Shaboot!
Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Right. Wherefore, if God so clothes the grass of the field,
which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not?
Shall he not?
Much more.
Much more.
Clothe you.
Clothe you. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
Shall he not?
Shall he not?
Much more.
Much more.
Clothe you.
Clothe you.
Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Those are famous lines. That's sort of Christ the hippie, right? It's like, hey, let it all hang out, do your thing, and everything will come to you. But that's seriously not the proper interpretation, because there's a kicker with this. And the kicker is this. For your heavenly Father knows you have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. O ye of little faith.
O ye of little faith. O ye of little faith. O ye of little faith.
Righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? There's a very, very, very interesting idea here. It's certainly one of the most profound ideas that I've ever encountered. If you configure your life so that what you are genuinely doing is aiming at the highest possible good, then the things that you need to survive and to thrive on a day-to-day basis will deliver themselves to you. If you dare to do the most difficult thing that you can conceptualize, your life will work out better than it will if you do anything else. Well, how are you going to find out if that's true? There's no way you're going to find out whether or not that's true unless you do it. You have to be all in this game. All in this game. All in this game. All in this game. Oh, ye of little faith.
Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. There you have it, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Cyclops924. That was the perfect closer by Joe. The perfect closer. I think Cyclops924, who says, tomorrow is the anniversary of my dad's passing. I wish you could see me now, because I'm aiming for the highest possible good, and it's transformed my family and I. Thank you for this, Akira. Well, you can, can't you? There you go. God bless you and your family, Cyclops924. Thank you for being here. It's Sunday, so we'll have a little prayer. Our Father, may we, there you go, because that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say thank you, because gratitude is the foundation of meaning. And may we be blessed with the wisdom to accept and take in the spirit of the Father. Because we gonna need that. And we give thanks to the ancestors, as always, as we always do. And I do every day. I don't know about you, but every day I think about the ancestors, and I'm grateful to the ancestors. You know? And I think about my grandmother and everything she went through. You know, and I think about my grandfather. I think about my other grandfather. I think about their fathers and mothers. And I think about them going back and all they went through, you know. Thus that we may be here right now at this moment with this hitherto unimaginable opportunity and power. You know, power to make of ourselves that which lies in potential, and the power to use that in the world to bring about that same potential in this world, in this lifetime. In this lifetime! By Jove. And I give thanks personally, I give thanks to those who gather with us here right now, you know. And I send blessings to they and their families, to you and your family, from me and my family. I thank you for being here. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your energy. I thank you for sharing your light with the world. Ain't nowhere else I'd rather be than right here, right now, with you. Amen. That's a lot different from the hippie thing, bucko! What up? Aye. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing, bucko! That's a lot different from the hippie thing, right? Let's spin that wheel, see what we're doing tomorrow morning. Darren Rivas. Darren Rivas, are you in the building? We gonna need you, Darren Rivas. You better be. All right, see what this wheel's saying. See if this wheel can give us a direction for tomorrow morning's show. 7 a.m. CT. Oh, wait a minute. Use Shapiro Alex. Can you do me a favor and use the power of will to help move this wheel and help our brother Darren Rivas do his duty. There you go. Funk! Oh, shoot! Boom, how about that? It's Monday, baby. We're going funk. Funk tomorrow. That's the vibes. That's what we're doing. That's exciting. I'm excited. I'm gassed. We're going funk! Yeah! Alrighty. Once again, thank you all for being here. I'll see you tomorrow morning on Twitch. Meaningwave Morning Show, Club of Meaning. We're doing funk. Funk! Thanks to Darren Rivas and the power of Darren Rivas. Oh! Thank you all for being here. Go back that Indiegogo campaign if you haven't already, and if you've already done that, and you still want to do your duty, follow the example of our friend, and let someone know today. Just like Cyclops 924 did. Let someone know today, baby. Meaningwave! God bless you, everybody. And by 5, 3, 2, 1. Bye. That's a lot different from the hippie thing, right?